earlier in our other meeting, but thank you so much.
Wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful.
I think this is Delina. This is a perfect workshop to start the week with, right?
It
It
is.
is
It is.
controlling our money on Monday, so that way we know how to
That's
manage the
right.
week.
That's right. That's right. Hi, Miss Crystal. Glad to have you in. Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to have everybody. You can post in the chat. Let us know where you're zooming in from. And if this is your first workshop, or your second, your third, your fourth, we welcome you. We are happy that you're here. As you're all coming in, you want to make sure that you have your workbook with you. We're going to be using this workbook today. So make sure you have your workbook. If you've attended previous workshops, you know that we give you some little light homework. And so you'll need this book. If you haven't seen it before, this is the Saving Your Future book. So reach out to the person who invited you and said, our instructor said we're going to have some homework. So then you make sure that you are equipped and ready to go. We're excited that you're here. We're going to have a good time. And promptly at 2 o'clock, we will begin. Okay, Miss Murray, glad you're here. Thank you for being on. Thank you so very much. And keep coming in. We look like we're filling up. We're filling up. We're filling up. I love it. I'm actually in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Yeah. It's a beautiful sunny day here. But even if it was raining, I would still say it's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
I don't care whether it's sunny or whether it's raining. I'm still happy.
Susan, you know, when you see somebody looks so young, you know they're always happy, right? So whether life or career or something, but yeah,
absolutely, we make it happen. We make it happen. And I tell you, with all that's going on in the world, to just be present in the moment, we are also very blessed. So you get no complaints from me at all, right? So thank you all for coming in. We are still admitting people. It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock.
Yeah, let's start.
So let's go ahead and get started again. If you're just coming in, my name is Delitha McRae. I'm one of your senior educators for today, and calling in or zooming in from the Atlanta metropolitan area, originally from Maryland, born and raised. And you know, this workshop today, increasing cash flow and debt management, man, I tell you, it's so very special to me. When I first became affiliated with our company, I had a lot of debt. In fact, I had more debt than I had income. Some of you know about that. And I'm so grateful for the information that I was taught here, and then not just having the information, but being able to apply it. So wherever you are today, I want you to take this time, and I want you to make sure that you have your notepad, your pen, your workbook, you know, sort of silence out any background distractions. And I want you to make a commitment that the information you get today, that you're going to apply. You're not just going to leave here and say, man, that was a great workshop. Man, them ladies, they were awesome. But you're going to take it and you're going to apply it. And then if you're a part of our WSB Facebook community, we want you to share your story. We want you to share your testimonial of how this information that you are applying, how it's benefiting your life. You know, you've been able to clear out a debt, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4. You've been able to realign what you were putting in debt into savings, and now you have an emergency fund. Now you're building an investment. And so we thank you so very much. We want to go ahead and get started. Victoria, I'm going to ask you to share your screen. And we're going to continue letting people in. We still have people coming in, so we're going to keep letting everyone in. Help us out today by keeping your line muted so we do not have distractions. We, of course, can mute your line, but it's a little bit difficult when we're doing the presentation to try to do both. So help us out today. Keep your line muted so we don't have any distractions for everyone else. And let's see, we need to go all the way back to the first. Let's see here. Go back, go back, go back. Yes. Okay, let's see here.
We were just testing, so. Oops.
Okay. I'm going to turn it the screen back over to you. It stops. It did something weird. And maybe if you can take it, Victoria.
Oh, okay. All right.
Beginning for me. I'll continue to let people in.
Okay, sorry. Let me go back. Share. Okay. Oh, I see. Oops. Sorry, everyone. Let me go back in. And I just accidentally pressed the
no worries.
Exit. Yeah.
While Miss Victoria is getting that together, let's go ahead and put in the chat and let us know where you're zooming in from. Oh, we have some folks from Atlanta, where I am. Also California. All right. Wonderful.
Yes. Delita, do you see it now?
I do see it. And also to Heather, thank you for your private chat. I respect you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I'm going to take control back, Miss Victoria. And 1, 2, 3, here we go. Everyone, Maryland is in the house. That's where I'm from. I love it. And Hawaii, one of my favorite places. You guys should be able to see our screen. This is workshop number 1, increasing cash flow and debt management. And here with us, okay, there we go. It's coming up. We're going to ask you, you can attend these workshops as much as you want, repeat them, but we do ask that you not take pictures and videos. Rather, we would love for you to become a campaigner. Good to see Georgia in the house. Pastor Linda, glad you're here. Make sure you take good notes. And if this is your first workshop, it doesn't matter if this is workshop number 1, but maybe your first one was workshop number 4. If this is your first workshop, you've never been to a workshop before, in the chat, put number 1. You've never been to a workshop before. This is your first one. This is your first workshop. Let me see there. All right, we have first timers. Congratulations. Welcome. Check you guys out. Awesome. If this is your second workshop, put number 2 in the chat. Number 2, welcome. Welcome, Monica. Welcome. Number 2. If this is your third workshop, we see you, Mary. Welcome. Your third workshop, put number 3. Oh, we still have a number 1. Welcome, Jonathan. Crystal, 3rd. Heather, 3rd. Great job, Patricia. Welcome. If this is your 4th workshop, put number 4 in the chat for me. Let me know if this is your 4th time. Do we have any 4th timers? Wow, we got one. Still have a person. This is your 1st and the 4th. Man, I'm so excited for you guys. Wow, I hope that you are applying what you're learning. And so make sure that you're doing your homework. You're doing your homework in the classes as well. Your homework can be found in the back of the chapter. So make sure that you're doing that and taking advantage of our member benefits. So we have a campaign to help educate 30 million by 2030. I'm a part of that 30 million. You're a part of that 30 million. And so we want you to be a part of our campaign and make sure you're taking advantage of all these things. And as you're learning and as you're growing, be sure to invite others, right? Don't just say, oh my gosh, this is such great information, I'm going to keep it all to myself. No. Invite others to come and learn and be a part with you. So if you're looking for my very first timers, in that bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the number 4. That is the page that we're on. We're on page number 4, okay? And so our mission here is to build and protect wealth for families. We want to help move people from financial insecurity to financial independence. And our vision is very clear, Mr. Jonathan. It's to build a new industry with 1 million business associates worldwide. To do what? To revolutionize and then dominate the financial services industry, literally transitioning it from what it has been to what it should be, and then helping people have understanding, planning, and support for where they are financially. And so that is our mission and that is our vision. And we want to make sure that we do it right and we do it with pride together. And so again, we welcome you and we also congratulate you for being here today, right? We believe that we are some of the most blessed and fortunate people to actually be here, and where we're getting the opportunity to control our finances, we also can control our future. And so we want to make sure that you're taking the notes, applying what you're learning here. And again, we're going to talk about increasing your cash flow. How many of us want to be able to make more money, right? When we can, while we can. Isn't that great, right? So on page 7 with me, it isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much money you get to keep, right? That's very, very important. You want to be able to keep the money, not just make the money. And so how many of you throughout the years, you're like, oh my gosh, I've made so much money, but where is it going, right? Here at World System Builder, we know that that money isn't the greatest wealth, right? Applied knowledge is. And so not just having the information, we want to make sure that we apply it. And so discover $100 to $200 that you didn't know you had. The cost of waiting is approximately $6.60 a day. Did you know that? And learn where your money is actually going. Again, spending money and like, where did it go? Is it, I had it, I get a check and it's gone. I get a check and it's gone. Understand some misconceptions in defining assets and also liabilities. These are all the things we're going to cover today. Knowing that the tax advantages of being a business owner, seeing the potential of also what? When we look at here, earning money with World Financial Group. And so I'm so excited about that. You know, for myself, I come from a background of higher education, student affairs, working in the university systems. And, you know, my income for the entire year used to just be just under $40,000 a year, $38,500. And so coming here, being able to clear out debt and increase my cash flow, becoming professionally designated, I was able to clear out $16,000 worth of credit card debt in just a little over 3.5 months. And so remember, to increase your cash flow, there are 2 ways to do that. One, you have to be able to earn more money. It's very, very simple, right? Or also spend less. Earn more, spend less. This is how we have to be able to build our solid financial foundation and being able to increase our cash flow and manage our debt. And so people live in either circle. Either they save, right, a little and then spend a lot, or they spend a lot and they attempt to try to save. You know, the wealthy, we want to save before we spend. Non-wealthy have a very habit of spending, and then, oh, I can't save because guess what? There's nothing left over. So you want to be able to reverse it, right? You want to be able to reverse it and build the healthy habits. And so income leads to saving, leads to investing, leads to wealth, right? You also have income and you can have debt, you can spend, and you can be broke. We all start with income. The channel we choose to take with it is up to us. So let's find ways to save more and also spend less. Are you ready to take this journey, right? On page 8. So let's go together. We still have people coming in. Wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you all. And I tell you, Victoria, you see that waiting room? It's still popping. It's still popping. My goodness. And so we're going to move forward here. And so when we talk about paying yourself first, would you rather make a payment first to your family, your children, your future, and then pay what's left over? Let me go back. That slide went way too fast. I'm sorry about that. It's almost like it's going ahead of me. I don't know how that's happening. Would you rather make a payment first to your family, your children, and your future, and then spend what's left, or spend first and then try to save what's left for your future, right? When we look at that, what are your daily expenditures? Take a look at this. What are your daily expenditures? Of course, you know that you go out and you have different things. For some of us, and I'm about to tell my age a little bit, Victoria and I, we were on here chatting about how old we are before you got on. But some of you remember from your bank, you used to have a checkbook ledger, right? Some of you remember that. Some of you are smiling. You're like, oh my gosh, Criselda, you remember we used to actually, Ms. Hortons, we used to actually write in our checkbook our expenditures, right? So with that, when you look at it, we want to be able to document what we're spending, because now that we have the debit cards, just swipe, 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 or the credit cards, and then before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, I spent $500, right? Remember, if I purchase an item today and charge it, will I be able to pay for it in full when I get the next bill. My friend Jennifer is saying, I still do use it. Good job, Jennifer, right? Have I saved 10% of this month's income yet? If so, rewards are okay, right? It's important to manage your debt. It's important to be disciplined, but it's also important to what? Have a little fun, right? Treat yourself, right? You want to be able to do that within reason. So did I spend my money wisely? Wisely is the key. So in step 2, I'm on page 10, areas to reevaluate, to find money, and then to what? Save, right? Possible monthly savings. Let's look at this. If you receive a yearly tax refund, adjust what is taken from your paycheck. These are just some ideas. And some of you may already be doing this. And if so, bravo, right? Some of you, you're like, oh, I heard about that, but I hadn't applied it yet, right? Check with your HR professional or your payroll department. You're able, and number 2, eliminate and reduce premiums such as cable or satellite to the basic level. Now, I know. Since 2020, a lot of us are at home, right? But aren't there some other things that we can do with our time, i.e. attending financial literacy workshops, right? i.e. getting in the garden, doing some yard work? Most of the times when you think about it, the TV watches you actually more than you watch it, right? I see some of you smiling, right? Check out your deductibles. Maybe having a higher deductible, not much higher, but just a little bit higher can help save you some money. Reducing the number of lattes. Now, I gotta be honest and transparent, I was one of those, right? Loving that Starbucks, the sugar-free vanilla, no water, no foam, soy chai, right? That was my drink, right? So reducing. Now, watch the key word, reduce. It did not say eliminate. Aha, right? So when we're able to reduce, Mr. Eric, right, you can still have some goodies. You can still have your fun, but cut back on some things, right? The lattes, the alcohol, the eating out, the new gadgets, right? Cancel extras on your cell phone, right? And really look into having some corporate discounts, right? And so if you have over 20% equity in your home, eliminate PMI insurance premiums, right? These are all ideas of how you're able to find and save more money. And if you own a cell phone, well, some people love having their landline and they don't want to give it up. But other people, they're like, we never even use it. And if that's you, well, maybe you want to consider eliminating it, right? Cancel or lower accidental death and dismemberment policies. Let me explain what that is. Some people they say, oh, I have life insurance. And then you go and you check into it. It's AD&D. Some of you have heard that before, accidental death and dismemberment. It does not pay for natural causes. You don't want to have a plan that says, well, only if you die by accident, death, or dismemberment as we define it, then we'll pay. Bump all of that. You need a plan that pays, period, to cover and protect you and your family. Credit line on auto, appliances, cycles, trailer, items you finance, eating out early, choose happy hours, right? And if you buy lunch every single day, maybe treat yourself and only buy lunch once a week. I know for myself, I started this thing called HelloFresh, right? Where because I don't like going to the grocery store, but now they send me my groceries, right? And they pre-package the amounts that I need, and all I have to do is cook it up, right? So reevaluate your different plans of spending, reevaluate what you have. And then I can almost guarantee you're going to be able to find some extra money in what you're already doing, right? What about the gym memberships? Come on, right? In the beginning, I know, Mr. Hernandez, I see you shaking your head. In the beginning of the year, we all go to the gym. We're like flooding it. And then by February, we're like, oh, I'm too busy. But you still have the gym membership. And the gym's like, oh, it's okay. We'll just keep charging your account that $60, that $40, that $80, whatever it is, right? That's money you could be saving. What about those magazine subscriptions on the automatic renewals that you haven't read for years? They end up just piling up. I'm from Maryland, so we love seafood. And the last time I was home, which was in July last year, my family, they had all these crabs and all this sort of thing. You know what they do? They grab the magazines from all over, and that become our scrap paper that we put the seafood on. So they don't even read it. It's our scrap paper, right? I'm like, oh my goodness. And then organize your errands, right? And your carpools. In fact, in just a few moments, this mom right here, I have to zoom out for a carpool to go pick up my kid, right? Now, some of us, we love our housekeepers. I know. But what did I say? Because of the pandemic, almost everybody is home. You can clean your own house sometime, right? So maybe instead of having that housekeeper twice a month, maybe you cut back to having the housekeeper once a month. And then you're able to save money. Just a thought. These are all suggestions. These are all ideas. I think you get the point, right? I think you get the point of what it is that we're talking about. No matter what, no matter where you are, become money conscious. That's really what we're talking about. Becoming money conscious, giving you ideas about how you can save money, how you can minimize. You can still enjoy your life. You can still have a great time, but how you can minimize on what you're spending just to be able to identify more money. And I tell you, it will be able to change your life. It will be, this is one of my favorite workshops, absolutely one of my favorite workshops. And so we're on page 10 and 11. We're going to move forward. Let's talk about some of your wants versus your needs, right? Cash flow is a decision, right? You guys know that? Cash flow is a decision, right? From the previous exercise, what did we identify? What is the potential monthly amount that you can save and apply to your debt, right? When you're taking control of your cash flow, what is the cost of wasting? What? On average, about $6.60 a day, right? When you look at that amount, that could be growing at 10% interest annually, compounded interest. In 10 years, that's just over $42,000, my friends. In 20 years, that's over $150,000. And then in 30 years, some of us have been out of high school this long. That is over $434,000. That's a lot of money. So when you look at $6.60 a day, it's not $6.60 a day. It is $6.60 a day times 5 days a week, times 4 weeks in a month, times 365, times 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years. And now you see, wow, here is my wealth. So determine, where is my money really going, right? Your net income after taxes minus, right? Retirement, 10%, savings, 10%. For those of you that believe in tithing and offerings and giving, 10%. Your living expenses for this month. When we look at these things, we have to begin to determine where's our money going. That's why I'm so passionate. We're so passionate. In the middle of the day, we offer these workshops, multiple times in a day throughout the week, because we are committed to educating 30 million families by 2030. And so we're so excited that you're here today. In the beginning, I asked you to put in if this was your first time, your second time, your third time, and your fourth time. I hope you are beginning to feel the energy behind why this is so important. And then what I want you to do is I want you to invite other people, because there's literally millions of families that wish they had access to this information. Understanding, A, your net spendable income, B, your minus your total living expenses. Now you equal, when you calculate, what is my net spendable income? I have a gross, right? If you're working in an employment situation, and then I have a net. Your net is your bring home. I have my expenses. This is what I must pay every single month. I must pay this. And then when I subtract my expenses from my income, it is then my discretionary of what I will either have in a surplus, meaning positive, or a deficit, meaning negative. Now. Ideally, we all want to be in the surplus. But if you're not in the surplus, that's why you're in workshop number 1, increasing cash flow in debt management, right? That's why we talk about being able to make more money and taking advantage of even the opportunity that we have here to become a campaigner and a business partner with us. For my personal story, when I first got started here, my goodness, I had credit card debt. I had student loan debt. I had so much debt. I felt that the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And I remember, Crystal, thinking to myself, man, if I could just have an open door, if I could just have an open door for me, I could change my life. And I was so grateful to get the opportunity to make some additional income, because with a master's degree, Chima, I was making less than $40,000 a year. But when I come here, just last month alone, sitting from my kitchen table, over $20,000 income sitting from my kitchen table. Let me tell you, that is game changer. In a pandemic where people are going bankrupt and their businesses are shutting down and they're losing, here, we're able to show people how to change their life. So I want to welcome you to this financial education campaign. What is an asset? When we talk about what is an asset, it is something that has monetary value. I'm on page 13. And then we say, what is a liability? A liability, a claim on your asset, right? So if you want to calculate your net worth, you have to take your assets and then you minus your liabilities. Aha! Now you see your true net worth, right? And so do that exercise. I encourage you to do your exercise. Of course, many of us have heard about net worth, but do we know how to calculate our net worth? Right? And of course, we want our net worth to be in the positive. And if it's not in the positive today, it's okay. You can change the game. You say, oh my goodness, Dalitha, I've been in debt 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I've always been in a debt. You can make a decision to get on the right track today. Determine your assets, your liabilities, and then establish what? Your net worth. I'm on page 13, right? And when you look at it, many of you have heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, here's some food for thought. Rich Dad, Poor Dad's definition of asset and liability says asset puts money in your pocket. Let's keep it simple, right? Liabilities takes money out of your pocket. Right? You can't be more simple than that. The rich buy assets, the middle class buy liabilities, and then they think they are assets. Aha! So what do you think? Right? Buying a new car, is it an asset or a liability for you? Right? What about all those luxuries you have? Right? Cut down your debt and reduce your liability. Right? Because why? With commitment and discipline, you can get out of debt. Tell yourself, say, I can do it. Somebody point to yourself, say, I can do it. I can do it. That's right. I can do it. Feel good about it. I can do it. Don't hold your head down. Lift your head up and say, it doesn't matter where I am today. I can do it. You can get out of debt. We've all been there. Tell you something about this country. If you come into this country and you don't have debt of any sort, likely you have bad credit. You come in, you have no debt. You try to go buy something. They look, they say you have no debt. You have bad credit. You say, what do you mean? I have bad credit. I have no debt. I know, that's why you have bad credit. Then you go and you try to establish credit. But no one has taught you about how money works and how money moves. You go back to the same person. You want to go get a loan. They say, oh, you have bad credit. You have too much debt. Wait, what? Huh? When I came to you first, I had no debt. You told me I had bad credit. I come to you now, you tell me I have too much debt. I still have bad credit. This is why you have to be here, to learn how to balance between DTI, debt to income ratio, and establish and maintain and develop good credit. But at the end of the day, cash is king. You know, living a debt-free life, it is a less stressful way to live. It is less stressful to be debt-free. Imagine this. Just imagine the day when you had no debt or payments, and think about how much simpler life could be. Bill, I tell you, it's a game changer. And if you could use your income for building financial freedom, how much better would life look and feel with no financial stress? I want you not just to dream about that day. I want you to know that it's possible. See, some strategies for reducing credit card debt include don't get more debt, live beneath your means, right? 2, use cash, debit, or prepaid, credit cards. Other strategies, pay only for what is necessary, like food, the mortgage, insurance, utilities. Cut out unnecessary expenses like paying please, sir. Daria, we're going to mute your line. Please stay on mute for us so we don't have distractions for others. We appreciate you being here. And then tech upgrades. You know, on page 15, as of the end of 2019, overall household debt reached well over 14.15 trillion in consumer debt, including mortgages. Friends, family, listen, that's huge, right? In the United States, the average family owes, take a guess, over $6,000 in credit card debt, and that may carry month to month. I know some of you like, I got more than that. I know. Some people have none. Some people have much, much more. The objective is for a person to get out of debt and begin living within their income means, right? So what can a family do? I'm on page 15. Go with me. With your credit cards, you can freeze them, right? That's an option, right? When I say that, there are 2 good ways to freeze a credit line. Now, one, when we look at it, contact the creditor and ask them to freeze, right? Freeze the credit limit to not offer any more credit if you're not disciplined to handle that responsibility. It doesn't mean you are a bad person. Do not attach emotion to it. It's just what you have to do to get into a better position. The other is to be disciplined and stop using the credit cards. But if you're not that person, hey, you got to know who you are. Take the credit cards out of your purse or your wallet and put them in a safe or hidden spot, right? If that's what you need to do temporarily. All right, we're going to play a game. Are y'all ready? I'm waiting. You ready? Thumbs up. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Here's a quiz. Once a credit line is paid off, is it a good idea to close the account? True or false? Put it in the chat. True or false? T for true, F for false. T for true, F for false. Okay, look at you guys. Go. I have falses. I have true. Oh, I saw one true, maybe. Mostly Fs. And the answer is false. That is correct. That is correct. Good job, you guys. You're awesome. You're on it. You're on it. You're on it. All right. Why? Right? Let's look at why. We don't promote the closing of all your credit lines because credit scores are important. And the higher the credit score, the better the loan terms you'll receive if the need arises. Now, when we look at credit, there's something called history. The history goes into the amount of time you've had a certain debt. So that's why we don't want you to close it, right? Because the history goes into helping you build also a better credit score. There are percentages that are based in terms of how we develop our credit score. Did you know the average family spends about, give me a second. We still have people, believe it or not, coming into the waiting room. Believe it or not, we still have people coming in. I'm trying to let you in and also do the screen. The average family spends about 25% of their income on taxes and about 10% on servicing debt. Right? So when we look at this, I'm on page 15 and 16, right? For the new people joining us, I want you to do an exercise with me, right? Clasp your hands together. Clasp right now. Come on. There you go. Good job. Clasp your hands together. Which thumb is on top? Which thumb is on top? Now, mine was left. My left thumb was on top, okay? Now cross your arms. Cross your arms with me, okay? Which arm is on top? Oh, my left arm too. Now, did you guys, was it the same? My left arm and my left thumb. Ladies, from which side do you apply your lipstick? I go, what's this? I go right to left. I go right to left. Right to left. Right? Now, men, from which side of your face do you start shaving? right? Which side do you go? Oh, somebody is, Crystal is right to left with me too, right? What is the point? Habits. Habits. We develop habits. We have habits in how we clasp our hands. And look, my thumb, the left one is still on top. We have habits in terms of how we cross our arms without thinking about it. The left one is still on top. We develop habits. And what is the true cost of debt? Right? You're paying lots of interest to someone else. The money is not working for you. And these are your spending habits. So let's talk about the rule of 72. Some of you have heard of it, some of you had not. I had never heard of it myself before until I came here. I call this your money muscle, right? Use the rule of 72. What we're going to do is we're going to take the rule of 72, the number 72, and divide it by the interest rate. The result is the number of years it will take for your money or your debt to double, your investment or your debt. Take the number 72, divide it by the interest earned. And that's going to tell you the number of years it will take for your debt or your money to double. Bill, I'm going to keep your line muted for you so everyone is not distracted. Thank you, and I'm glad you're here. So 72 divided by 4 is 18. What does that mean? The number of years. Every 18 years, your investment will double, or every 18 years, watch this, your debt could double. Debt is money working against you, Pastor. Investment is money working for you, right? 72 divided by 8, 9. Wow, what just happened? We cut the time in half. The 72 didn't change, but the interest that we're able to get, whether 4% or 8%, either our money double every 18 years or our money double every 9 years. Now, if we're talking debt, your debt double every 18 years with lower cost of charge, or your debt double every 9 years when they charge you, right? 72 divided by 12. We want to look at our investment. Every 6 years, your money double. Some of you say, man, I like that 6 year because I don't know how many more 18 years we got, okay? Right? That's another reason. We want you to be on board with us. Be a part of our campaign. If a credit card has a rate of 18%, how long will it take before the borrowed amount doubles? Give me that answer in the chat. If a credit card has a rate of 18%, how long will it take before the borrowed amount doubles? 72 divided by 18. 4 years. Yes. I want you guys to be able to do this. When you leave here today, I want you to be able to calculate your return on your investment, and I want you to be able to calculate your debt, your credit cards, your student loans, your auto loans, and let's pay it forward. Let's help build. Let's help build a new financial industry. Let's help make sure people have an understanding about how money works and about how money moves. Spending habits, rule of 72. The interest here is 8%. 72 divided by 8, right? Now, every 9 years, if you start off at 30 and the interest rate is 8%, every 9 years, you're going to see, there you go, that's right. Every 9 years, you're going to see, I see my chat, I'm with you, go, you're on it. I love you guys, go. I'm not even going to bring it up. You tell me, there you go. Man, you guys are the best audience. Love you guys. You guys are so awesome. The chat, putting it in there, right? Absolutely. Every 9 years, your money double, right? Your money double. Now we're looking at money, but remember, this can also be debt. We want it to be investment. We want it to be your money working for you, right? Now, instead, let's see here. There we go. If we get 12%, now every 6 years, the money double, right? And now by the time you're 66 years old, you have over $250,000, right? As opposed to just $64,000. Why? Because instead of 8%, you were able to get 12%. And what do we know? We know that people invest money because they want to make more money. That's the whole reason why people invest. And for those of you that's been committed to your bank for the past 10, 15, 20 years, the bank takes the money, moves the money, invests the money, and when you need a credit card, they charge you double digit. But then when you want to save and invest, they give you single digit or less. It's time for you to take control over your financial future, right? What should happen if actually you learn how to get 18% on your money? What should happen when you learn how to become your professional money manager? Do you know still at 30 years old, that 4,000, if you're able to get 18%, man, we hadn't even hit 20. By the time you're 66, you have over $2 million. The game, the narrative, it must begin to change. And it changes, my friends, with education, financial education, and financial literacy. And so I want to welcome you to the new industry. I want to let you know it's been my pleasure, my absolute honor to spend this time with you here today. I hope that you've taken away some amazing nuggets. I appreciate your participation in the chat. And now it's my honor to turn it back over to Victoria. Victoria is actually in Napa Valley, California. She's going to close us out today. Again, my name is Dalitha McRae. So if you're a part of our WSB community, go into Facebook. Let them know what you learned from workshop number 1. And increasing cash flow and debt management. If you're not a part of our WSB Facebook community, get with the person who invited you and say, man, this 30 by 30 campaign, it's up to something good, something great, and I want to be a part of it. Blessings to each of you. Thank you for being on, and I applaud you for taking steps towards your financial picture and building it right and building it with pride. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, have a great
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dalitha. That was such a, I would say, vibrant, energetic, and so much passion into your sharings and your teaching us. Before you leave, can you please give me back? You got it? Give me back the control.
Oh, it's already done. You should have it.
Okay, let me check. All right. Okay, sure. All right. Well, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Victoria Ngo Liu, and I love this campaign and this Zoom thing because, you know, we actually sit into different into different area of the United States, but yet, you know, in our community, we're able to team up together and do what we can to contribute into the community. I came into this industry almost 23 years ago, Bill, back in 1997. I was only 22 years old at the time. I was a broke welfare college student at UC Santa Cruz here in California. And growing up, I'm the eldest of 6, and my mom and my dad and all my siblings were living in the project in the welfare part of Oakland. It was the East Oakland, and it was really bad, like drive-by shootings and bullets and stuff like that. But in my heart, I was dying to find a way how to help my family move out of poverty and improve our financial situation. So my uncle introduced me into this business, but what I walk away, Bill, is this, and to make it short, is that there's a 3 type of education that will help me become a better financial situation in the future. Number 1, I learned is called academic, right? Number 2 is called professional education. If academic education, meaning 4 years of college, won't do enough for you, then people venture into professional education, where going to a higher degree and trying to make more money. But the most important education that truly drive financial freedom home is a financial education, is learning how to make money work for you, learning how to control the money, learning how to accumulate and grow your money, and of course, learn how to preserve what you have. And that's why through 20-something years of working in this industry, I'm very proud to say that my husband and I and our whole family changed financially because of the applications of every little details in the Saving Your Future book that have taught, and we apply almost 70% of it. And so in 2018, for almost 20 years, my husband and I achieved our first $1 million saved. And it was sweats and tears. It was these kind of concepts that we learned how to budget, how to control our spending, and how to grow and everything. All right. So thank you so much for listening to my background, and let me continue on. So the first half of the workshop So we would just learn from the leader that we want to cut down on our spending, right? And number two is understanding our debts and how to control it. But if some of us are still sitting on a good amount of debt, and maybe on a credit score or on an interest is so high, then with the extra money that the leader helped us found earlier, where there's $100 or $200 or $300, right? What do we do with that money? If you don't have any debt, then of course save that money, invest that money. But if you do have debt, then let's apply that into paying down your debts. So this is one of the concepts that I'm very excited to teach a lot of young people too. It's called the debt roll up, right? Now is the day is where we do a lot of things. Is the do it ourselves era. And the debt roll up is the same thing. You don't have to go to the debt counseling, because if you do, then what would happen to your credit score? First, Bill, if you do go there, it might hurt your credit score first before it's actually improved, right? There's a certain things that they do to talk to the people that you owe the money to, right? Whatever creditors that you have. One second. And so, but there is another way. Let's take control of this, and you can do it yourself by applying the principle of the debt roll-ups. So what does it do? First of all, you have to find where to increase your cash flow, right? Earlier, we were taught to do that by managing some of the things that we can cut down, right? So increase your cash flow. And after that, what do we do with that increasing of cash flow extra every month? We actually list out. So on page 17 of your book, you list out, okay, from the smallest balance that you have on your credit cards or whatever you owe first, right, from the smallest to the highest, and attack from the smallest balance, okay? Sometimes, right, we overlook this concept, if we didn't know, like the smallest, balance. I mean, it doesn't really take that much time to pay it off, but yet some of us don't apply it. So therefore we keep on aiming for the big balance first, but it takes us forever to pay that off. And when we neglect the small balance, and it could be a high interest that could be also building up. So what is the effect of repaying your repaying schedule? So let me just give you an example. Okay, I list out, let's say this is my debt, okay, and I'm gonna list out everything that I have. And you can actually do the same on page 17 of your book, right? You list out from the smallest to the highest in terms of debt. Right here, you see the balance of how much. And then you also, please be very detailed, list out all the interest rate of what you pay. Some of them in your credit card, some of them your mortgage, and then also list out the minimum balance that you pay every month. And if you do that, a certain statement, it actually let you know how many more months it takes for you to pay off this amount. And at the end, this is what I would have paid, right? If I pay the interest and I pay everything for so many months. So anyway, so this is let's say it's my debt, right? What do I do now with listing all of this out? What should I do, right? Okay, good. So you can see, oops, let me go back a little bit. You can see, right, that